Welcome on back to the outpost. So we're going to be doing our first impressions today of a couple items. Some I've already used, some I've just kind of been able to kind of have a hands-on first impression, I guess you could say. First thing we're going to talk about is this Safariland 6390 RDS level 1 retention duty rated holster. Comes with a hood and a push button release, and I got mine cut and ready for a red dot and the Surefire X300 because that is what I run on this current build. I really enjoy the action to get it in and out, right? So if you got your clothing in the way, it can be troublesome, but they give you this nice little clip here to tuck your clothes behind. So getting used to flicking that hood out of the way and hitting the button and drawing all at the same time definitely took some training to get used to, that's for sure, because I'm used to just my appendix everyday carry holster. That's what I was carrying around the outpost whenever I was working and carrying simultaneously. But working and doing real work and carrying appendix is kind of a nuisance, I guess you could say. So I needed something that was also gonna work for my duty kit as well. And because the state I live in is a constitutional carry state, I mean, when I'm on my own private property, I could be walking around in full kit if I want to, but I'm sure that would probably scare away a lot of the people that come here to buy eggs. Even this might be a little much for some people, but you know, I try and stay out of the sight of the storefront, I guess you could say. So I've been carrying this pretty much since I got it. 100%, I would recommend this. Just buy once, cry once. If you need a out of the waistband holster, I don't see any reason to go with something other than this or a variant of this. I don't really feel like wearing something that is a drop leg would kind of be something I would want to have on me if I have to ruck long distances. So I need something that I feel like I will be comfortable in for days, weeks, if I ever would have to start carrying full time, which I am just now. I'm already doing it anyways. You know, I've been doing it for quite some time now, and you know, just being comfortable with being armed constantly is something I think people are going to need to start getting used to sooner than later. As far as working, it's been great. I would say the only thing I have to worry about is you know, really slamming it on something, I don't see this buckling other than like, you know, being crushed by something that was hydraulic driven. To be honest, I've definitely, you know, if I was just using a normal out of the waist Kydex holster that didn't have this nice hood and all that, I probably would have slammed my EPS carry a bunch of times, and it doesn't need any help. It's already been pretty beat up anyways to begin with. And then why don't, you know, we use this as an opportunity to lead into the new ammo that I'm running for self-defense. Oh yeah, I'm showing you the ammo, not the gun. So it's a jacketed hollow point. I bet that's got some friggin' spread to her. It's Barnes 124 grain jacketed hollow point Sierra. So, I mean, at just over $1 a round, not even, it was just about $1. Yeah, it was just over $1 because it's $22 a box. So I'll have more to go with on this. I mean, my first impressions though is super good construction. Ooh, shit. I just have garbage in this right now, but when I pulled out the tray and I looked at them, they were all the same height, so that's a good sign. But yeah, we'll get back to that. First impressions are great. They go into the mag really smooth. They come out of the mag really smooth. Every time I've racked it, it flies right out of the chamber and get a good pop and catch. And so, yeah, definitely looking forward to testing these guys out tomorrow. All right. So next on the list of first impressions, we got the Holosun IRIS 4. I have not been to the range to zero this yet, but I have kind of checked it at shorter distance. It is where it should be as far as the location of this compared to the barrel and orientation to plumb and level, right? So at least in, you know, a bump in the night situation at short distances, this will be working just the way I need it. It also has an IR floodlight on it as well, and that helps with just seeing with my night vision in general. And I also have a white light as well too, and this thing's pretty fucking bright. So the touchpad that it comes with, it's really solid. It did not need reinforced with the goon tape, but for the sake of cord management, why not? I have it, might as well use it. That's pretty much as far as first impressions as far as this goes. I wish it sat lower on the top rail with my current riser that I have on my MRO. I just didn't like the sight picture with it sitting on the top currently. So I guess my one criticism out of the box is it sits a little high on the top rail. So you kind of like need a 2-inch plus riser to be able to kind of clear that. And then when I do get the mount for that, or the riser, when I get the riser for this, I will then, you know, reorient this to the top and get rid of this touchpad, and we'll be back in business again. But for now, it's gonna sit and function like this because this is the way I feel the configuration has the best ergonomics and functionality combined together in one. Now, these Palmetto State Armory metal mags, I picked up a 5-pack because they were like $10 each. I really like the way the follower feels in here. You know what I'm saying? It's very springy. But yeah, we'll put it through its paces. See how they function. See how they run. Once they start getting some debris and sand and dust and shit inside them, and see if they keep running as good as they feel currently. When I was loading them, it felt good. Popped a couple out, it came right out, felt good. So this is also something I haven't tested yet. These are both things that I've picked up throughout either this week or last week. I didn't make range. Didn't make it to the range last week. It was pouring. We got like over an inch of rain, and yeah, I want to be able to at least get some filming in, and that was too much rain to do any kind of filming. Definitely not sponsored or affiliated with them at all in any way, shape, or form. Armasight, but I picked up the Armasight 320 Monocle, and also not affiliated with them. This RAVYN group mount, or bridge mount. And that's gonna allow me to have a really expensive set of night binoculars, basically. Well, night binoculars, I guess, right? Currently I got left eye seeing thermal. And one of the cool things about these is you can independently flip them up or have them both to the side and kind of give your eyes and your batteries a little bit of a break if you need to, and flip them down back into position again. Right? And one of the things I like about this is you don't need to have the fancy helmet either, right? The way these feel in hand, man, feels great. And if I need to just use this, but I've had to use this a couple times already. One time I was just testing it out and I saw a big white hot blob sitting right at my tree line, and it scurried off the second it saw me, right? I wouldn't have had any idea it was there without this. Now, would have having 640p increased my chances of truly being able to identify what animal that was? I don't know. This was pretty good, though, I gotta say. And it wasn't that far. It's like 50 yards. But it was loud and clear. Like, holy shit, there's something right there, you know? And so these work pretty damn good. And it's having really good quality, like, even though this is 320p, it's still it's still considered like your standard Gen 2. This is like the Gen 2 PVS 14 version of thermal, basically. And so why not? I paired it up with my Gen 2 PVS 14 tube. So, I mean, you know, am I running the bare minimum for what is considered to be pro grade, I guess, for nighttime tactical fucking Timmy Tuesday fun? Then yeah, I guess. But, you know, is this gonna give me an advantage if we were to all of a sudden have to start playing Escape for Tarkov over other people? Of course. Huge advantage. Same way we have the chickens and we have the farm. We have massive water storage. We have force multipliers around here that give us a tactical edge over a lot of other people. But now that's also going to make it so people are going to want to take our preparations from us because they weren't prepared. And typically when people do shady shit, it's at nighttime. Most people don't go out and just middle of broad daylight and start doing crazy criminal activity. It's usually reserved for the nighttime. So I wanted to be sure that I was ready for that. Its build quality is pretty solid, and it was a lot lighter than I was expecting. I like that it came with the battery extender right from the get-go. I would definitely recommend checking out Amazon, because that's where I scooped mine up, and it was actually cheaper to get it through them than through any of the other like reputable dealers or whatever. So far, super impressed with it. It's weird when you're pairing these together to try and put it all together. I think I will do a lot of turning off and one-eyeing my night vision, while if I suspect we have enemy on horizon, I will turn on predator mode and I will find, seek, and destroy you. In Tarkov, of course. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all for coming out to the outpost. It's been a busy couple weeks for me here. We had my wife going on vacation and her father coming up to visit for the week, as well as our little brother. So, you know, we had a fun week exploring around the great mountains that we hail from and enjoying nature as much as we could, even though it had been extremely cold and windy all week, even though now the second everybody's going home and back to work again soon, now the sun and the warmer weather wants to come back. But, you know, that's the way some things go. But if you guys are still here, please remember to hit that like, that share button, and we'll see you guys next time here on Outpost Nomad. Have a good day, everyone.